Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kiva, and today I thought I would give you some shoujo manga recommendations. Okay, so I've been a fan of shoujo manga for a long time, since I was like 14, and I love it. Sure, it can be cheesy and cliche, and you certainly have to have a taste for it, but it's also fun and romantic in a ridiculous way that you just don't get with romance novels. So today I'm going to recommend 3 shoujo manga that I really like. These are all recommendations that I think would be good if you're wanting to read shoujo manga for the first time. And of course also I encourage you to check them out if you're already a shoujo manga fan. The first and dearest to my heart is Auron High School Host Club by Bisco Hattori. This one has also been adapted into a very fun anime. I was just rewatching this the anime for this today, so which kind of inspired the video. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So this story follows Haruhi Fujioka. She's a young high school girl who's just starting at this new private rich kid school, Auron Academy, and when she's trying to find a quiet place to study, she stumbles across an abandoned music room. It turns out to actually be the host club room. For those of you who don't know, a host club is an establishment where good-looking men entertain women for cash money. That dollar bill. Ooh. And so the idea is to make the women feel loved and special while pouring them drinks and, you know, that kind of thing. So this is like the PG-13 high school version of that. She accidentally knocks over this antique vase which belonged to the host club, which is valued at about 800,000 USD. And since Haruhi is a scholarship student and what they often refer to as a commoner, she by no means can afford this. So in order to pay off her debt, they were put into being the host club's gopher. What do they call her? The host club's dog? They all mistake Haruhi for a boy since she has short hair, wears frumpy clothes, and doesn't really adhere to gender norms. They pretty quickly figure out that she's a girl, but since she doesn't seem to mind being addressed as a boy and turns out to be a natural with the ladies, they decide to keep up with the ruse and make her a full-fledged host. So the rest of the whole school thinks that Haruhi is a boy. This is one of the most ridiculous, silly, wholesome shoujo mangas I've ever read. I love all the characters. Oh my gosh. They're all such idiots. I love it. The story has a charm about it that I think is unmatched. It captures the teen angst of high school without being sickening, and the friendship between all of them is layered and so fun to explore, and it's just wholesome. Wholesome! So, if you're partial to dramatic gestures that both go horribly wrong, mostly horribly wrong, but sometimes right, poking fun at the dumb shit rich people do, goofy childish humor, and a slow burn romance, then this is a story for you. Next recommendation. Next one. It's the next one. Oh my god, guys. It's the next one. My next recommendation is My Little Monster by Robiko. Or Robiko. This one is significantly shorter to Auron, so definitely much easier to get through, so possibly a better first one to try out. Shizuku Mizutani is as studious as it gets, with a practical mindset, and a no-nonsense demeanor. She doesn't partake in anything frivolous. She wants to be just as strong and successful as her lawyer mother, which is so sweet. We love strong female role models. However, her peaceful world of studying is disrupted when she has to take notes to the school-skipping, class delinquent Yoshida Haru. Yoshida is a rough and tumble kind of guy, and frankly, just strange. Just a weird dude, and generally poor with social situations. But upon their first meeting, Haru's determined that him and Shizuku are supposed to be friends. Meant to be friends. And he starts clinging to her and following her all around school. it becomes very apparent that Haru is just a lonely dude. Oh, his poor sweet soul. He just wants friends. I'm sorry. I'll get it together. Get a grip. Soon her life starts to become messy and complicated, and she's surrounded by more people than she ever would have expected. Why do I like this one so much? This story explores different kinds of loneliness and also delves into the complexity of the emotion we call love. It shows it can be hard to understand and messy and confusing and ever-changing, and that you can often, and it kind of shows that you can often misinterpret or misunderstand your own feelings as well as others. The relationship between Haru and Mizutani is always changing as they try to figure out themselves and try to understand each other. And I also thought the ending to the story was really satisfying, which is always important. I also really appreciate that the side characters are all full-fledged people in themselves, with their own important subplots and character development. The whole story has that feeling of firm friendship, which is kind of the main thing that I come to shoujo manga for. A lot of YA romance novels focus heavily on the relationship between the two, and not a lot outside of that. The friends kind of get left to the side, and that does happen in shoujo manga sometimes as well, but there are plenty of mangas where the friends are a really important part of the story, and it often even delves into what's happening with the friends and the friends' perspective on everything and the relationship between the main characters and their friends. And I think that's really important and sweet. You know, friendship is just as valuable as romantic love. I sound cheesy as hell, but shoujo manga is cheesy. You have to, if you don't like cheesy, you're not gonna like shoujo manga. And that's it. That's not all of them. That's the finish of that one. My third and final recommendation. My final recommendation is Horimiya. I actually do have a volume of this. Oh my gosh. But these aren't the main couple or the main characters. But, oh my god. Okay, enough. This one is much less plot focused. It's more of a sweet slice of life story between the main group of friends. The beginning of the story focuses on the main couple, Hori and Miyamura, and their growing feelings. But as the story progresses, each chapter jumps between different characters and friend groups and relationships within that friend group. So you get to see from a bunch of different perspectives. Hori is a popular high school girl who doesn't really have a chance to hang out with her friends after school and stuff because she has to go home and take care of her younger brother and all the household chores. And Miyamura is kind of the class loner. He doesn't really have any friends, and he has long hair and thick glasses. He's got those bangs going on. They're in the same class, but they've never really interacted. That is, until Hori's younger brother Sora has hurt himself. And Miyamoto helps take care of him and take him home. Sora likes him, so Miyamoto keeps coming around and hang out with all of them, and the two grow closer. The story is cute, but approaches the relationships with a more mature air than both of the other mangas. Some may find it boring because it just follows the day-to-day life of high schoolers, but I find it really charming and sweet. It makes me nostalgic for the easygoing, lighthearted high school days. The guys are all distinctly different, and it's hard to explain it, but their conversations have a distinct or have a clear lack of toxic masculinity, which is just, I don't know, it's really nice. They'll hug each other and talk about whatever, and I don't know, it's hard to explain. You'd have to read it, but I don't know, it's just nice to see. So, if you're looking for something lighthearted and funny that's not too childish, then I would definitely check this one out. Okay, that's all three. So, yeah, if you like manga but haven't read these, I would recommend this. If you're looking to get into shoujo manga, these are really good starters. I have so many more recommendations. I read way too much shoujo manga, so if you want more, do let me know. If you hated it, let me know. I'll once again be linking down non-profit and organizations that you can donate to below. If you think of any non-profits or organizations that I've missed, do let me know. Or if you just have any other recommendations that you'd like to throw in there, do let me know. Also, side note, but I forgot to mention in my July wrap up that if you liked the sound of Damon Young's story, What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Blacker, he does run kind of a blog website with him and some friends called Very Smart Brothers, and they post articles, I think on the daily. I've read a couple of them. They're funny, they're interesting, they're insightful, they cover a lot of different topics, so I will put that in my links below as well. I recommend checking it out. Thank you. Bye! Oh shit. Word specifically for this video.